What's up, guys? Today we're going to try to write a two-handed guitar tapping part. Recently, a few of my students, we all did a creative assignment where we took just a few sort of guidelines and tried to come up with our own tapping riff. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I think everyone's riffs came out pretty cool, so I hope you have fun doing this. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you have ideas for different videos for me to make. And also, if you use this idea and you make your own riff, then definitely try to share it with me. You could put it in the comments or tag me on social media. And yeah, let's do this. Alright, before we get going, make sure to click on that subscribe button. Also click on that little bell thing and you can be notified of all the different videos that I make. And also just remember I teach guitar lessons on Skype, so if you want a little bit of extra help with this technique, or if maybe there's a song you want to learn how to play and you can't find tabs for it, or really there's all kinds of different things we can do on there, then just click or look down below and there's a link you can click and you can find out more information about that. Alright, so let's check out this idea. I guess first we got to say the tuning. So I'm just in standard tuning. And I know a lot of people doing the two-handed tap stuff right now are using a lot of different open tunings. And that's cool too, but we're just going to keep it simple, standard tuning today. Now for this creative exercise, for this riff writing exercise, we only used a few guidelines and it was pretty simple. We took 16 evenly spaced notes. Now here I have them written out as 2 measures of eighth notes. So that just means 8 notes in each one of these measures. But we have our 16 notes, and then we group them in groups of 3 and groups of 4. We had 4 groupings of 3 and 1 grouping of 4 at the end. So next, we took the first 2 notes of each of the groupings, and we played them all with the left hand as a power chord. And we all started right here on the 5th fret of the 6th string. So the first 2 notes of the riff will be 5 on the 6th string, and then 7 on the 5th string. So our first 2 notes. Now for the last note of the grouping, so remember we had groups of 3 and groups of 4, it has to be played with the right hand. And what we try to do for all of the notes that we played with the right hand, we really just try to think of a note and then hum the note. And then we tried to find the note by tapping around with our right hand. Now, if nothing comes to you, if you can't hum a note or you can't imagine any note, then yeah, it's okay just to start tapping different notes until we hear one that we like. Once we find that one, we're going to write it down. So now we have 3 notes to our riff. So let's say this was the note you chose. We would have our first grouping of 3. We would write all that down. So far you have... Now after that, we have our next grouping of 3. Now, the first 2 notes, again, they have to be a power chord, but you don't have to stay here. You can move it to any other place that sounds good to you. Also, don't feel like we have to switch tapping notes every single time either. You could have the same one every time if you want. As long as I stick to the 4 groupings of 3 and then 1 grouping of 4. So for example, I could have 1 grouping, here's my 2nd, here's my 3rd, here's my 4th. And on the last one, I have to put in an extra note with the right hand. Maybe I'll slide. So that's it. That's really all the creative guidelines that we used. Now, as far as the technique goes with the right hand, for me, I try to use mostly a finger motion as I was tapping the notes, as opposed to the wrist or the whole arm moving. I know you can tap with different techniques, but the technique I try to use was mostly finger motion. And don't try to tap on the fret or too close to the fret. It helps to tap in the middle of the fret. So like I said, it's just a couple of guidelines to help give you a little bit of direction. If you feel like breaking from some of those, then definitely go for it. I'm going to show 2 or 3 clips of some of my students, and so you can hear what riffs they came up with. And then I'm going to show a guitar tab to a riff that I made using this technique with a backing track. And you can practice that one if you like it, or if you want just a little bit extra help with the tapping riff before you come up with your own riff.